Positive focus. What do we got today, guys? Let's think about this past week. Let's take a quick little moment to just reflect on this past week. Think in your mind, what was the highlight of this past week for you? Any wins that you have that you want to share with the team? Any shout outs that you want to give to anybody on the team? Recognition? What are you feeling good about? It could be business. It could be personal. What's on your mind today? Raise your hand and tell me something good. Let's get a couple. Liz, talk to me.
Sorry, guys. I can't turn my camera on. I'm driving, but I just wanted to thank Jason and Chantal because every time I have questions, they're always answering me. So shout out to Jason and Chantal. Thank you. Oh yeah, and happy birthday to oh sorry, I'm like trying to stop here. But I noticed Blanca. Happy birthday.
Oh, Blanca.
Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that was Blanca. Yeah, Blanca's birthday's today, guys. My birthday was last week. Blanca's birthday is today. So a big warm happy birthday to Blanca as well. Good stuff, guys. Let's give it up for Jason, Chantal, and for Blanca's birthday. Let's go. Okay. No, you got a shout out right now. There you go. There you go. You got a shout out. Chantal, what do you got? Tell me something good.
Yes. First of all, happy birthday to Blanca, a great mentor she is. And I want to shout out for Jason, Shri, Patrick. I'm always bugging them with not many questions. And they're always there to help me out.
Let's go. Let's go. That's what it's all about, guys. Teamwork. Let's go. Let's give it up. What else we got? Let's get somebody here in the office. What do you got? Positive focus. Mark, talk to me. Let's go. Listing and contract. Downtown San Jose. That one was a little tough, huh?
Once we got that first offer in, I had like 4 or 5 other agents who were kind of like kicking the tire, and then they all got really so we ended up getting 3 offers, and then 2 more buyers were asking, "Are you guys doing it?" So
wow.
That's a last minute activity.
That's awesome. It went from being just quiet to all of a sudden, boom, 3 offers and a couple other buyers circling around. Good stuff. Good stuff, guys. What do you think was the difference? You think it was just the time, or did something change? Or
there's 2 units for sale in the building. The one downstairs from me ended up getting in contract the day before.
Okay.
And there was 2 buyers that were really interested in that one that missed out. And that agent was cool. He basically sent them up to go see my property. I had held the open house with him a couple times and been in communication, so he kind of gave the assist on that one.
Got it. Got it. That's very good, guys. I like. I want to just highlight that, right? Like you had your listing, and then because there was other listings in that same building, you were able to kind of network with the other agents. You helped them out with hosting an open house. So then when they got in contract, they were like more than happy to kind of push buyers your way, right? Sometimes that's the difference, guys. It's just out there, networking with people. Building those relationships, because you never know when that's going to come in handy, right? Like he didn't have to push those buyers to your open house or to your listing, right? But because you built that good grace with them, it pays off, right? So I think the moral of the story here, guys, is it pays off to be cool with other agents, right? Build those relationships. Like you don't have to be a jerk, right?
Did he double end this one? Did he double end this one or only
no?
the list?
Almost. No, he didn't double end it, but it was a 1-bedroom condo downtown. So it typically takes a little bit longer for those to move. And so it was kind of quiet for several weeks and a month, maybe. What? You guys did a price reduction too? No price reduction. So it was just quiet for a little while, and then all of a sudden, boom, then those came in. Right. But good stuff, man. And that was one of your SOI deals as well, right? And so with that being said, I do want to shout out a few people on the team. We looked at their numbers for this past quarter, and they all got raises on their commission split. So Mark was one of them. Patrick was one of them. Shri is one of them. Blanca is one of them. And Asif is one of them as well, guys. So 5 people on our team who's just been kicking ass and putting in the work and hit the different benchmarks that they had to hit to move up to the next commission tier. So they all got a raise. And that same day, Mark's deal got in contract. So that raise will now apply to his contract moving forward. Right. So just good job, guys. We don't talk about this enough, right? Because sometimes this happens like behind the scenes. But every quarter, when we do have our quarterly meetings and we kind of tally all our numbers, we do look at everybody's numbers, right? We're looking at the last 12 months of production and kind of seeing where they're at for average GCI for 12 months. And if you are entitled to a raise, then we're going to raise you, right? We strongly feel that the people who are bringing more deals to the table or more GCI to the table, there's more of a pie to split, right? And so I do say that because I want everybody to know that there is a path on our team to continue to grow, not only in your skills, not only in your deal size, but in your commission splits and even within leadership as well, right? Because as these people move up the ranks, then we want them to also help mentor other agents who come on the team, right? So just a big shout out, guys, one more time for all of them. Stuff, getting raises, let's go. It's funny because Jason and I met, and at the end of the meeting, Jason's like, man, these are the conversations I love having, right? Not the conversations where like so-and-so doesn't want to follow the system, or so-and-so wants to leave, or so-and-so this, or so-and-so that, right? It's like, it's conversations about seeing people do the work and being able to reward them. Like those are the most rewarding conversations for us to have, right? Yeah, it comes with the territory, right? We have to, deal with, different types of people, but it's always great to see people working hard and the hard work paying off, right? So,
I agree, guys. It's again, Enrique and I, we meet once a week, and it's we talk a lot of things about our business, but one thing that is great is that after that quarterly meeting, we sit down, run the numbers, and look at our agents that are succeeding, that are having success within our system, right? Because this is a tough business, guys. It's tough. So again, for you guys to have success, utilizing the system, utilizing the mentorship, utilizing the coaching, the leads, our lenders, it just shows that it works, right? It definitely works, and those are great conversations to have.
yeah.
So thank you, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Win-win. Absolutely. Who else had their hand raised? Johnny, you had your hand raised. Do you have something?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Enrique, you, Jason. Asif has been just amazing, helping with everything, and of course James as well. I know I've probably pinged you all multiple times with so many little things, but I'm definitely starting to feel a lot more grounded and getting the ball rolling on things. Started getting my Zillow leads in, so kind of feeling good. Starting to make calls on the follow boss leads and stuff. So definitely starting to see some traction. So super excited to be here, and thank you guys all so much for your support.
Let's go. Let's go. Give it up, guys. I don't know if the whole entire team has met Johnny. Have you guys all met? Some of you guys were in our other meeting, but maybe just quickly introduce yourself, Johnny, because not everybody on the team has met you yet.
Yeah, so Janaki here, been in real estate about 2 years, came from the tech world, more in the HR kind of space, recruiting product managers at Meta, Uber, a lot of the big names in Silicon Valley. And yeah, here I am, single mom, have almost 14. She's going to be 14 in November, my daughter, and then 2 fur babies.
Awesome.
Excited to be here. Thank you.
And Johnny has closed quite a bit of deals from open houses, right? A lot of open houses that you've done. So I think we're going to have to learn some stuff from you as well. Because open houses is something that we have kind of more recently started to really focus on. We were doing just a lot of online leads and SOI business, but maybe we'll have another a training or something where maybe you can host kind of what you do for open houses. Because I know you've had a lot of success with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love that.
Awesome. Who else had their hand raised? Nargisa, you had your hand raised?
Yes, but I cannot turn on my video. I'm driving.
Okay.
Hello?
Did you have something? Yeah, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I'm officially in. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. And I want to say thank you for Jason and also Asif. Yesterday, I made my first call with help of Asif.
Oh, with the help of Asif. Okay, yeah, I know you guys were on a online together, and he was helping you and doing some coaching, right?
Yeah. Thanks for Asif.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Nargiza. Nargiza is also a newer agent that just joined our group, and so she's already getting off to the races and making some calls, and Asif has been helping her as well. So welcome, Nargiza. Let's give it up.
Thank you.
Mary, what do you got? Well, you got a comment, shout out?
I said that yesterday it was a rainy day, but rain or shine, I'm here doing real estate, and it was my first contract they signed for buying a home. So I'm helping them. I got a contract with them for 60 days.
Nice.
Thank you.
Rain or shine. Mary's been here. You've been here pretty much every day, like usually in the afternoons or evenings, right? 8 to 8. There we go. Let's go. Let's get it. All right. Awesome, guys. Well, good stuff, guys. Great to hear from everybody. Let's kick it off into some of the housekeeping stuff that we typically go through. Let me pull up where we're at as far as our numbers. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. So let's kick it off just with kind of where we're at as a team. Closing pending. We're at 89 transactions, just a little over 90 million in sales. 76 closed, 13 deals pending. We have 3 active listings, and we have 8 listings that are coming soon. So definitely got some stuff in the pipe, guys. This month so far, we got 6 new transactions, 5 pending deals, and 1 signed listing. I know some of you guys are out there writing offers and doing stuff like that. I'm not sure if Greg's was counted in here yet either. We have one more that wasn't counted in here yet. But overall, guys, I mean, we're definitely trucking along as we continue to build the team and add new members, and people who are currently on the team step up. These numbers are only going to increase. And so I'm happy with the momentum that we have, but I do also want to say the work is not done, right? We definitely got to keep, pushing. This is where we're at collectively as a team, but we got to think about our own individual businesses, right? Are you in the spot that you want to be in? If you're not in that spot, then you know what to do, right? You got to get in here. You got to roll your sleeves up. You got to make your calls. You got to connect with people, come to training, ask for help, do one-on-ones. Like, it's all the things that we know, right? I don't think there's anything magic or anything that like, I don't know what I got to do, right? I mean, I think that's the main thing that I want to point out. It's just a matter of doing the work.
Yeah. And one thing I want to add, I mean, just we have our new ISAs that are generating appointments, guys, and they're calling the leads in the pond. They're calling these opportunities, right, that we all have here. And again, our ISAs are awesome, but they're not licensed real estate agents, and they're still able to book on average. They're booking about 4 appointments a day, right? So the reason why I'm bringing that up, because Enrique's saying doing the work, is because the opportunity is sitting within our system, right? So if you need more leads, or if you have leads, work those leads, because again, we have dedicated inside sales agents that are setting average about 3 to 4 appointments on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So there's activity happening, guys. So I definitely agree. Like, let's roll up our sleeves. Let's push really hard at the end of this quarter, so we carry that momentum into 26. Right?
Yeah, I think that's a great thing that you point out, guys, because I want to show you just really, I mean, I have the ISA team here on just like a filter. So I can look at our ISA team in the last 14 days, guys. I mean, you can see right here, last 14 days, Jomar, 989 calls, 13 appointments, right? Abby, 1,076 calls, 10 appointments. Mike, he's making more recruiting calls, trying to help us build our team. So less calls, 531, 7 appointments, right? But if you look at it, guys, it's not, I mean, they're just doing the work, right?
Yeah.
They're making on average about 100 calls a day. So our ISAs, like in an 8-hour span, they're doing about 100 calls a day, but then they're also going into our leads and auditing some of the leads. So some of you guys are getting pinged saying, hey, do you need help following up? They're basically like a support system. So they're switching hats between calling the pond and then helping you guys with your leads that you currently have, right? Yeah, so this was in the last 14 days. But the numbers boil down to about 100 calls a day. Let me show you guys.
Yeah,
So
this is when you pull that up, Enrique, when you look at the 14 days, remember, they're not working Saturday and Sunday.
yeah, that's 5 days. It's Monday through Friday.
Right, so it's a 10-day work period.
Yeah. So I want to show you guys something, right? Because it's really simple. If we look at, I have a channel right here with our ISAs, And so what they're required to do is they're required to check in the morning, just saying their day started. So they check in at 9 and they clock out at 5, right? So at 9 a.m. every morning, they're required just to let me know, hey, my day started. So they'll send me a message in Slack. And then at the end of the day, they have to just tell me quickly how many calls, how many conversations, how many appointments, how many lead audits did they do. And you'll see like here, like 140 calls, 6 combos. She didn't book any appointments that day, but she audited 20 leads. Jomar, 104 calls, 3 conversations, 1 appointment. I mean, so they're not even talking to a lot of people, right? It's just more follow-up. But the numbers start to add up every single day, right? 1 appointment, 2 appointments, 1 appointment, 3 appointments, right? And before you know it, like they've booked, it's been what, 2 weeks only. They probably average 2 to 3 appointments a day, maybe 3 appointments a day.
3 a day.
Yeah. Times 5 days a week, that's 15 appointments times 2. It's about 30 appointments in the last 2 weeks, right? And so what I'm trying to get at, guys, is if you're not having the level of success that you want to have, the quickest way to solve that is to just be diligent and commit to making calls, right? If you just say, hey, I'm going to make 100 calls a day, or I'm going to make 50 calls a day, whatever that number is, if you just commit to that, it will stack up, right? And the ISAs are being paid, right? Like they're paid hourly. So like they're on the clock, right? But what if we treated our business that way? What if we treated it as if we are being paid hourly and we're going to get fired, from by our own self if we don't make our calls and if we don't stick to the schedule, right? And guys, so this business can be very simple if we just time block and just say, hey, I'm going to attack for 2 hours, right? I'm going to attack for an hour, whatever that might be. But that has to happen on a daily basis, right? Not just whenever the moon and the stars line up or whenever the day is going well.
It's hard, guy. I mean, it's hard, but it's easy, right? If you basically just being consistent, right? Like Enrique said, 1 hour, 2 hours a day on a daily basis. And your guys' skill level, nothing against my ISA skill level, you guys are licensed. You guys are boots on the ground. You have a true pulse of the market. You know a little bit more about financing. You guys have a good idea. So your level of conversation could be maybe even a little higher than the inside sales agent.
Oh, way higher, right? They're very surface level, right? Like I've trained them and we're doing ongoing training, what to ask for, but they can't take the conversation as far as you guys can take it, right? And so and they're still booking appointments, right? But that's why, like, it just further proves that it's not like the skill needs to be at a certain baseline, but beyond that, it's just the consistent reps that you're putting in every single day, right? And so you can't what's the thing, like when you have a diet, right? Like you can't work out a bad diet. Yeah. I mean, it's just the consistency, guys, right? So yeah, 2 hours out of, yep, exactly. Jonathan, what'd you have?
Hey, just like you're training the ISA reps, do you have a script or anything that you would recommend for us? I would love that.
For sure.
Or if you could do like a role play or, hear you take on a call, that would be very useful for the, I guess for the whole.
So let me point you to the right direction. So on agent launch, there's a whole script section. That's your best friend. There's the 4 fundamental scripts you must learn. They're in there. And then Jason's training every Thursday. He does a lot of script and role play on his Thursday training with the tier 1. And so even though we have you like in the tier 2, you're welcome to participate in the tier 1. If you want to get some more of that script and role play, it's fine for you to kind of jump back and forth.
And the other thing I can do, I can
Thank you.
identify the calls that I've made.
Yeah.
Follow-up boss, maybe I can put those in the script training.
Oh yeah. So the other thing, yeah. So Jason has made calls, a lot of calls in follow-up boss, and they're recorded. So he can identify some of those and share the recording so you can hear Jason live.
Yeah. That would be amazing. Thank you.
Making those calls. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. That's a great ideas. Okay, let's move forward, guys. So I want to also look at, while we're on this kind of thought of the calls, right? I'm going to start just kind of reminding everybody of the standards, right? Our performance standards. It's funny. I had a call with an agent yesterday. She's a part-time agent and she's like, hey, I'm interested in joining a team, blah, blah, blah. And kind of giving me her whole background. And she said, do you guys take part-time agents? And I said, yes and no, right? Like part-time agents, you know, there's still a minimum standard that we're going to expect from you, even if you're part-time, right? And so I told her, like, hey, if you're part-time, like at a minimum, you got to make 50 calls a week. That's bare baseline minimum, and up to 150 if you really want to succeed. I'll see, I'm not sharing the right tab.
There you go.
But what she appreciated, she goes, man, the team that I was on, like, there's no standards. Like, there's no like what to expect or what I should be doing or anything. It's just kind of like a free for all. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Right. And she goes, and the team leader was kind of getting upset with me, you know, because I wasn't doing stuff. I go, well, did he tell you what he wanted you to do? She goes, no, he just kind of like, just go out there and get deals. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's not going to work. Right. If you don't know what you're supposed to do, or no one's holding you accountable to a standard, then how are you supposed to know like how to keep score? Right. And so she really appreciated that we even have put this in place. Right. But I do want to remind everybody, guys, is this is what we should be shooting for, right? If you're full-time, meaning this is your full-time gig, 100 calls minimum per week. That should be like the bare minimum, right? If you work 40 hours, you can get 100 calls in 40 hours. Like, split that up. Doesn't matter if you do them in 1 day, 5 days, whatever. The goal, I think,
Sorry.
I'm sorry?
Are you able to share that? Are you able to share this doc for reference?
Yes, this is an agent launch as well.
Okay. I
I'm
have
gonna always
to.
say agent, Johnny, because you got to go in there. That everything we create, it's all in agent launch
Yeah,
for this
there is
specific
so
reason.
much there. Yeah, I have a lot to do.
Okay. Just go through each module. That's going to be your best
I
friend.
mean, again, I know we're kind of tough, but it's good. You're asking these questions, but I think it's good that you're bringing this up, because this is the way we're going to just kind of, you know, show people where the answer's at.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you guys in agent launch. And if you can't find something, or if you need more information about it, that's a great time to ping us.
Yep,
Right?
absolutely.
But I think it's great that you're bringing it up, Johnny. You've been with us for a week. You've been pinging us, which is awesome. And we keep probably pushing you to agent launch. Right?
Yeah.
And what we like about that, guys, what we like about that is that you can learn as quickly as you want. All that information's there.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to wait for Enrique. You don't have to wait for Jason. You can go in there and start learning that immediately. Learn the buyer presentation the same day you join us. Right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So minimum of 100 calls. The goal should be 150. And if you're a rock star, guys, like you're really trying to hit it, like it should be 200 plus per week of calls. Right. Now the calls is the top. That's the top line, right? The calls are going to equal appointments set. The appointments set are going to equal deals in contract, right? So I have no problem. Like if you're only making 100 calls, but you're booking 4 to 6 appointments off those 100, who am I to say make calls, right? Like, it's at the end of the day, are you meeting with people? But if you're not booking a minimum of 2 appointments a week as a full-time agent, then I got to inspect your calls, right? This is where we can kind of reverse back and say, okay, well, are you making enough calls to book enough appointments, right? So the goal ultimately is two appointments at a minimum, 6 appointments plus if you're, you know, trying to be top producer, rock star. 4 appointments consistently being booked a week will get you 2 deals a month. Because 4 times 4 is 16 appointments in a month. Out of those 16, half of them show up. Out of those 8 that show up, there's going to be 2 solid clients in there, right? Those are the numbers, right? It just boils down like that. And then, you know, getting a deal every other month is at a minimum. The goal is 1 per month, and rock stars are getting 2+ deals every single month. If you're doing 24 deals a year, you're in like the top 1% of the whole entire Santa Clara County, right? And so I want everybody to just, when you see this, I want you to think, this is like easy. If I just know what the target is and I know what the score is, all I got to do is just make sure I just commit to that, to those numbers, right? And then you can push or pull back depending on where you're at. So I'm pulling this up, right? And then remember, this is the accountability portion of our meeting. And then I'm going to pull up, what did the last week look like for our whole team?
Enrique, I do have a question. If you could go back to the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of the appointment set, what is the lead source we're talking about? Like, are we talking about Zillow leads, or like just calling, or where are the leads coming from? Or does it matter or not matter where the leads are coming from?
Great question, guys. What's the answer to that? Does it matter where the appointments are from? Everywhere.
Okay.
So if you're on
collectively-
Zillow, like, and you're getting appointments that are just being set, like those are your number, you're going to hit your numbers faster, right? So this is all appointments. If you're booking 4 appointments a week, 4 to 6 appointments a week, and half of those show up, like you're going to convert at a certain percentage, like that's going to equal multiple deals per month. So for us, I don't care where the deals come from, right? That's, we recommend diversifying, jump on Zillow, do open houses, work your SOI. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as long as you're meeting with people, right? Because we're in a contact sport at the end of the day. The way to build your business is just meet with more people. That's really what it is, right? Meet with more people because certain people are going to want to transact, right? That's the key to our success.
Gotcha.
So always make sure you know your numbers. You know how many calls you made, you know how many appointments you set, because that's going to tell you what needs to happen next in your business. Does that help, Janaki?
Thank you.
Okay. So then let's look at this past week, right? So if we know what those numbers should be, we can look at this past week and see. Sorry, this is what's the cool thing, guys, is you can look at the scoreboard here, and all of you guys have access to your own scoreboard. So if you go to reporting and then you click on leaderboard, you can see yourself and you can see the rest of the team as well. And you can look at how many calls, how many appointments. Mark, do you mind if I pick on you for last week? Okay. So I'm going to pick on Mark really quick and then I'll get to you, Mary. So Mark, are you wanting to go minimum, goal, or rock star? Rock star, right? Mark wants to be the rock star and he's on it and he's already doing it, right? So what should be the minimum amount of either calls or appointments every week? 200 calls or 6 appointments, right? So if I go to Mark's leaderboard, Mark only made 14 calls. He had 131 text messages. He had 32 emails, but he had 7 appointments, right? Sorry, sharing the wrong tab, right? He had 7 appointments, right? So I don't care that Mark didn't make 200 calls, right? Because he's on Flex, he has referrals, he's doing other things. He has a pipeline, right? He's posting on social media. So he may not have to make as many calls because he has multiple things working for him. What I care about though, at the end of the day, is like Mark got 7 appointments, because I know if every week he's getting at least 6 appointments, those numbers are going to add up and the deals are going to come, right? And if we look at, that's why Mark was one of the top producers in our last quarter, because he's consistently meeting with new people every single week, right? Mark, do you got personal stuff going on? Mark, do you feel like coming to the office or making calls every day? Not every day. Do you get sick? Do you have a wife and responsibilities at home? Does it rain on your side of town too? Right? But I'm asking that, guys, because I mean, Mark has a full plate as well, right? I'm pointing that out, right? We're saying in a funny way, but Mark has a full plate, guys. I mean, Mark's married, he has a kid on the way, has a mortgage payment now, he got deals, all that stuff, but he's still making it happen, right? Because he's just diligent about time blocking and making sure he does what he has to do. So this is a good example, guys, where the calls are one thing, but at the end of the day, it's the appointments, which is going to equal the deals, right? Mary, you wanted me to pick on you. Okay, perfect. Mary. So the first question I'm going to ask Mary is, Mary, on this spectrum of minimum, goal, or rock star, which one do you want to be? Do you want to do the bare minimum? Do you want to hit the goal, or do you want to be a rock star? Okay, at this point, goal. That's perfect. Thanks for saying that, right? Because you got to hit the goal first before you get to rock star level, right? So if you're at minimum, shoot for goal next time, right? Then once you're at goal consistently, shoot for rock star, right? And so Mary wants to at least hit the goal. So that means 150 calls, 4 appointments set every week, which will eventually equal 1 deal per month, right? So if we look at Mary's numbers, how many calls did you have, Mary? 184. 184 calls. So did she hit the calls? Okay. 148 text messages, right? Appointments. She set 2 appointments. What was the goal for appointments? for
I forgot to add there were like 7 total.
okay, so if you hit 7, then the numbers are wrong, right? So, but the goal for appointments to hit goal is how many? 4, right? So Mary has 2, right? So but Mary's telling me she forgot to add some. Okay, so that's important as well, right? If you're for this game to work, you got to track everything in Follow Up Boss, right? If you're not tracking everything in Follow Up Boss, then it's really hard to coach you on like, oh, I forgot, right? And so Follow Up Boss is your friend. Log all your appointments in there, because then these numbers, then we'll have a story, and then we can say, okay, Mary, you're making a lot of calls, but maybe you're not booking enough appointments. So then what's the issue there, guys? If she's making a lot of calls but not booking enough appointments, how would I coach Mary at that point? What would she need coaching on? What was it? Say.
I was gonna say, listen to some of her phone calls and coach on them.
Listen to some of her calls, right? And coach on them. And Mary said the same thing. And so you see, when I see somebody doing the work, like she's putting the calls in, but the appointments are low, I know it's not an activity issue, right? It might be a skill issue. It might be that, hey, we got to inspect her script. We got to see what she's saying on the calls, because she's making calls. And then also, if she's only talking to 16 people, I also got to see, well, what leads is she calling, right? Because you made 180 calls, but it shows you only spoke to 16 people. So can we influence that number by maybe targeting specific types of leads that you're calling, or maybe using like the double tap method, right? Or the triple tap method to get people to answer. Because remember, if you make a lot of calls but no one answers, then it's a numbers game, right? Yeah, leaving a lot of messages, right? So maybe, hey, Mary, instead of leaving a lot of messages, just keep making calls, because we want you to get someone on the phone and not spend so much time leaving messages. Right? Maybe in the beginning, leave a few messages just to get the words kind of out. But after that, it's just call. Because I need to talk to someone, because I can't book an appointment off of a message. Right? And so hopefully you guys are all taking something from this, right? Because this is going to apply to wherever you're at. What was that?
What I actually learned from my phone calls, that at the beginning I used to have my script on with me, but now I don't need it. I threw the paper away. No. But you get so good at it that you just feel so confident, so comfortable that you stop using the scripts because you already memorize it by heart.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to internalize the script, right? You want to make sure the script comes out natural. But in this situation, I would want to learn more about what your script and what you're saying. Sometimes it's not the script. Sometimes it's just the way you're saying the script. Sometimes it's your tonality. Sometimes it's like, do you sound energetic on the phone, or do you sound like you're falling asleep? That makes a difference, right? Because you and I could say the same exact script, but my performance is way better than yours, and I'm going to get further on that conversation, right? And so this is where, Mary, I'm going to, if you want to improve these numbers, because you are making calls. So number one is great job on putting in the work, right? But if you want to go like 184 calls and that gets you 7 or 8 appointments consistently every week, then we really got to spend some time focusing on the script, on what you're saying, and then also how you're saying it, right?
That was another thing that I had another question, like, let's say the way they sound, I'm kind of like doing like a mirror, like whatever how they are sounding, coming across. And some of them, they have said to me, they're like, oh, you sound really nice, and that they want to work with me. And
so you're mirroring and matching when you're on the call. Yeah, that's a technique, mirror and match, right? The energy. If they're loud, you got to be a little louder. If they're soft, you got to tone it down a little bit, right? But this is all sales stuff, right? And so it's worth your time, guys, and whoever's watching this that this may apply to, it's worth your time to work on your sales skills, right? Sometimes we think we need the technical skills, like how to write a contract, how to do this, all that. But remember, our business revolves around communication. So getting better at communicating, getting better at how you speak, at how you say certain things, at being better at asking the right questions is going to get you a lot further, right? I know me, like I'm at a level where I've been doing this at a high level for 20 plus years. I can make 10 calls and probably book an appointment 1 out of 10, right? Just because I'm going to get further with that, right? It's like, what's the saying with Bruce Lee, right? The man who's punched 1,000 times.
Fear the guy that does 1,000 kicks, not the guy that does 1,000 kicks.
Yeah. Fear the guy Fear the guy, not the guy who has done 1,000 different kicks, but the guy who's done like one kick 1,000 times, right? Something like that, right? But basically what they're trying to say is that the person who has practiced something over and over and over and over, that same thing, they have mastered that, right? So they'll be able to get a lot further with that one move or that one technique than the person who's doing like all these different things and they're not mastering any of them, right?
And that's why we do the same thing when we're building out our lead pillars.
Yeah.
Right? We're not doing 10 different lead pillars, right?
Yep.
We're kind of zoning in on 3.
Yeah, great point. It's why we're not doing 100 different lead pillars. It's why we're like, hey, these are the 3. That's cool if that other team is doing that thing. That's cool if that other brokerage is doing that. That's cool if your friend is doing this other AI thing, but we're not doing that, right? We're doing 3 things and we're just going deep with those. That's it, right? And we're just mastering those 3, right? And those take you really, really far. I know I'm going off on a tangent, guys, but I think this is very important because I want to teach you guys how to audit yourself. I want to teach you guys how to look at your own business and have true clarity and true control of where you stand as a business owner, right? Because Jason and I are going to push you so far, like, hey, make the calls, do that, right? But at the end of the day, it's on you, right? This is your business. We're just here to support you and create an environment. But you need to know how to look at your numbers and figure it out and see what you need to do and what you need to focus on.
I think
Hey, Enrique,
Yeah.
I had a quick question. I am looking at my own follow-up loss. I'm trying to understand this data. I see appointment and then I see appointment set. So what's the difference there? Because in appointments, I have 6, and I'm not sure what the difference is. In appointment set shows 1. So I know I have more than 1 appointment.
Appointments are appointments set are the ones you set actually like that week. So like if you talk to someone and they say, okay, let's meet, and I mark it as a new appointment today, that's the ones that's how many appointments you set. The ones that are just appointments, those are how many appointments are scheduled for you that week, right? So you could have set that appointment last week, and this week 6 appointments are on your calendar, right? So there's when you set it, and then there's the date the appointment is going to take place. Those are the 2 basic differences. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Okay. So out of the 6, then possibly some would roll over like next week. That would look different.
Yeah, exactly. Because let's say you booked an appointment today, but you're not booking them. You're not meeting till next week. Well, next week that'll log as an appointment, right? Not a set. The set will log today. The appointment held is next week for how many appointments total you have for that week. How many appointments will be held that week? So there's set and held. Those are basically the 2 different ones.
Gotcha. So basically appointments is held and an appointment set is coming soon or set.
Let me try to explain this in an easy way. I know we're getting confused. So if I make a call, if I make a call, I call you and I say, hey, do you want to meet for a buyer consult? And you say yes. And then I go type that in and you say, but I want to meet next week. I booked an appointment. I set an appointment today. So I get to mark a goal, right?
Gotcha.
I booked an appointment today on Tuesday. So that's going to count as an appointment set. It's the set date, right? That accounts as a score, right? And then an actual appointment, our appointment is next week. So that's going to show on that one, right? So it'll show on 2 different spots. But for tracking your numbers, right, we're trying to track, just to keep it simple, how many appointments I'm setting, new appointments I'm setting every week.
Gotcha.
Right? Okay. So if your goal is to set 6 appointments a week, then you just checked 1 off, right? On that one.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense, guys? I know it's kind of confusing, but
yeah, I mean, once you put the CRM, and the thing is, it's important when you're looking at your numbers, you're setting the right date range, right? Because a lot of times people are looking at within the last 7 days, but we're looking at from Monday to Sunday. Even though today's Tuesday, we're looking at your numbers from Monday to Sunday of last week. So if you booked something yesterday, it's not going to count for this meeting.
Yeah.
It's counting for next week.
So let's look at, I mean, just to go a little further, guys, I think this will help everybody. Let's pull up Janaki. Let me see, agent activity. Yeah. So Janaki, if I'm pulling up your numbers.
This looks different than what I'm seeing on my end.
So there's 2 different spots you can look at. You can look at activity, and then you can just look at leaderboard, right? But this tells me a little bit more. So if I look at last week,
Okay.
right? This is last Monday through Sunday. You had 3 new leads, right? You currently had, as of those dates, you had 52 leads total. You made 66 calls, 7 emails, 1 text, 10 notes, and you set 1 appointment.
Okay.
But then it looks like you had 4 appointments that were taking place during that week. So let me click on this. So if I click on this one, Neil, so you set that appointment, right?
Mhm.
So you got a score, you got a tally, basically a score for booking that appointment during that week. And then you have 4 appointments that were to be held. Why is that pulling up? 4 different ones. I don't know why that's happening.
May I just add to that, Enrique?
Yes.
Usually when we have these skill meetings on Tuesday and Thursday, those are also counted as appointments in follow-up boss. Like for today, I had 1 appointment, 12 to 1 with PRG skills training. That
Got
is
it.
the appointments, and the appointment sets are the ones that we set with the leads.
There you go. All right. Now I've just figured something out. So yeah, that's correct. So
Okay.
just this category of appointments, if you look at it, it says total appointments during the selected time frame. So that could be other appointments that were on your calendar, like our team meeting, walkthroughs, any of stuff like that. Appointments set, these are a number of appointments created during the selected time frame,
Gotcha.
right? So if you book appointment with the client and you created the appointment today, it's going to count today. This is just the ones that were already on your calendar total. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or we send an invite out to you and you accept it for one of our meetings, it's going to show there. So that's agent activity. It lets you kind of toggle through a little bit more things. And you can even compare like calls versus new leads. Like you can kind of see your stats and play around with that. And then you go to leaderboard, which is kind of what we look at. And this just gives you like a summary view. Yeah. And then you right here, you can play around with when, right? Last 7 days, last week. Every time we meet on Tuesday, we always look at last week, right? Because this week's not done yet. So last Monday through Sunday, this is what it's showing here. 1 appointment set, 8 conversations, 62 calls, 1 text, and 7 emails that went out from your profile.
Not to throw a monkey wrench.
And you throw it.
Monday, I set an appointment for a buyer consult for Wednesday. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's 1. At the buyer consult, I set up a showing for Thursday. Is that 2 appointments set?
I mean, you're gonna get credit for 2. You'll get
just,
Yeah, yeah.
for 2.
The system will show 2 appointments set.
okay, I was just, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the system will show 2. So his question was, if I book an appointment today or on Monday for an appointment, then I meet them and then I book another appointment with that same client to go show them another property. As long as you enter that in follow-up boss, it's going to show 2 different appointments, right? Now, what you can do though is just put it on your calendar, right? If you don't want to mess up like your appointment set, you just put it on your calendar.
And don't put it in the appointments.
Don't put it in the appointments. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And then I don't think it's going to, because I think the appointment set, it only counts when you go in the FUB and you click that appointment button and you type in an appointment there, right? But if you just go like to your Google Calendar and just put like showing for this John Smith,
Okay.
it'll still connect to FUB, but it won't trigger an appointment set tally. All right. All right. I know we're getting off on tangent, guys, but I think this is good stuff for you guys to know. Let's move forward with a couple other things here.
Liz, you have a question? Your hand is up.
Yes. What do you guys got, guys? Any more questions while I'm pulling this other stuff up?
I just have a quick question really fast.
Mhm.
So I noticed I was making my calls and I think Jason did answer my question, but so instead of dialing through the app, I was dialing on my phone, and a lot of conversation that I was having, I wasn't getting my, I guess, not the points or anything, but it wasn't follow-up, wasn't registering all the calls because I had made a call with like 25 minutes and it wasn't showing up there. So I guess now I'm learning that if you make the calls with the follow-up, automatically it will register the conversations and everything versus if you dial the number on your phone.
Oh yeah.
If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. You always want to do it from the app. from the desktop app or from the Follow Up Boss app if you're just doing it from your phone. If you just call the phone number just straight from iPhone, that's not going to show up. You don't get credit. So that's why every call should be done through the app.
And then another question I have is, how often do we ask for more leads? Because I cleaned up mine, the ones that were not interested in the one with emails. Because I do want to make my goal, but I feel like I need more leads. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah, definitely. So if you need more leads, just send Jason a ping in Slack. Let him know you need some more leads, and then he can assign more leads to you. But with that being said, guys, is what we do is we'll assign typically like 50 at a time or 100 at a time. Let you go through those, like exhaust the crap out of those, call each lead 10 times, right? That's why we do that. Because if we give you 1,000 leads, then you're not going to call each lead 10 times, right? If I give you 50, then you can run through those over the next month, and each lead gets at least 10 call attempts. And then you can start saying, all right, this one's just not answering, throw it back, right? And then we could replenish you, right, at that point. And so if you've already done that and exhausted the leads that you have, as soon as you notice you're getting low, just ping Jason and say, hey, I need some more leads, right? And he'll probably give you like another 50 or 100 that'll last you. We typically, when a brand new agent starts, we usually give them like 50 first, just so they can kind of learn the system. And when we know they're not just kind of wasting leads. And then after that, if we need to give you 100 at a time, we can do that, right? So send a message to Jason in Slack, and then he can get you some more leads. And then the other thing, keep in mind, right? If you're on Flex and stuff, like you have new leads coming in as well. So those are being added to your pile. If you're working open houses and you're collecting leads, those are also being added to your pile. Yeah. If you're claiming any leads, like from the pond, like hand raisers that need to be called, and you claim that lead, that gets added to your pile as well. Yeah. If you take an appointment from one of our ISAs, that also gets added. It's all of those get added. What do you got, Janaki?
What are hand raisers?
So
When I put it on today with the FTC.
yeah, so hand raisers. So because we have so many leads in our pond, they're being marketed to through AI, through text message campaigns, email campaigns. They're getting properties, right? So if the system identifies them, like if they clicked on a property 3 different times, that's going to trigger a hand raiser, right? And so what happens is now that blasts out to the team to claim that lead and call them. So there's certain things that happen, right? Or if someone responds to the AI saying, like, well, I want to speak to an agent, that also triggers a lead to be broadcasted out, right?
Is that YLopo? Like when you say AI, is that the same thing?
YLopo, it works with YLopo, yeah.
Okay.
So YLopo is connected to FUB, and YLopo is marketing to all our whole database, like, over 25,000 leads that they're marketed to.
Mhm.
So if someone talks to the AI and says, yeah, I'm looking to buy and I want to speak to an agent, then the AI will say, hey guys, new lead, who's available? It broadcasts it, and then you can claim it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But do tier 1 also get those hand raiser leads?
Yeah, everybody's on those leads. Yeah, right? Everybody's on those leads. Yeah, you just got to claim it, because usually it'll go out, and usually people claim those really fast.
So make sure your alerts are on.
Yeah, make sure your alerts are on, your FUB alerts are on, right? Because it's through FUB, so you're claiming it through Follow Up Boss. So if your alerts aren't on, you may not see that. So go into your, on the top right-hand corner of FUB, the little gear icon, and you can turn your notifications on. All right, let me see. A couple more things, guys. Oh, what am I doing? Nope, I don't want to do that. Looking at the inventory, guys, we always run just kind of inventory numbers for the past week, just to kind of see where we're at. No big change, guys, from last week. I mean, we're kind of in the same boat as far as single family homes. It's about 1,000, a little under 1,100 that are active. Same thing with townhouse condos. There's 796 last week, 784 this week. Pendings went up slightly on single family, 626 to 645. And then pendings on condos is kind of the same, 306 to 308. And then looking at what has sold in the last 30 days, it went down slightly on SFRs, went down slightly on townhouse condos. I mean, overall, guys, there's no drastic change I see in the inventory. The inventory is still kind of holding at where it's been for the last few weeks, where there's still a little bit more inventory. Certain neighborhoods are taking a little bit longer. Certain neighborhoods are moving fast. It just really depends on the particular neighborhood, guys, and the particular property. And so that's why it's important to kind of use this information as kind of a pulse, but then always go back to the specifics for your client, right? When you're talking about this stuff, you can say, hey, in general, this is where the market's at, but what neighborhood are you looking in? Because I would want to run some detailed, a detailed analysis on that neighborhood, because that neighborhood could be different than what the whole kind of Bay Area is doing, as in general. I think it's a great exercise, guys, just from a content perspective, for you to constantly talk about this, even if it's once a week or once every other week. Just put out a market update, right? And just take this and make it easy to understand, right? You don't even have to go into like the numbers and the stats. You just have to say more or less, this is what's happening. But what that does, guys, when you're constantly the one putting this information out there, what does that tell the consumer when you're putting this information out there? Mary, what does it say?
Knowledgeable about what is going on in the market.
Yeah, exactly, right? When you're the one putting out the info, when our lenders are talking, like letting people know where the rates are at today or what the new programs are doing, or you're the agent telling people about the market or what happened from last week to this week or what happened with the rates, you're representing yourself as the knowledge broker, right? You're showing people that you know what's going on. And so who do people want to go to when it's time to buy and sell? So the person that knows everything or the person that doesn't know anything, right? It's simple common sense, but sometimes we take these things for granted, right? Like we know like this info, we see this info all the time, but are you using this info to market yourself and to demonstrate your competency, right? In the real estate community. So remember, if you want to get people coming to you constantly for business, you need to give them a reason to come to you, right? And so you need to start talking about what's going on. Yeah, is it cool to show like, hey, I'm in the office, I'm making a bunch of calls, or I'm on trainings, or this is what we see a lot, right? I'm just going to keep it real. We see a lot of agents that just want to show how hard they're working, right? Just made 1,000 calls, look at me, right? Like, right? Or, just licked 100 envelopes, right? Or I'm on a training again, right? Like, guys, but what does that do for the consumer, right? For the person that's thinking of buying or selling, saying I just made 100 calls in my database, right? Does that do anything for that person? No, it doesn't, right? Now, other realtors will probably throw you flames and fire. Oh yeah, great, you're hustling, boom, boom. Like we're in the same boat. But remember, guys, if you want people to reach out to you on social media, you need to talk about things that are relevant to someone in the buying or selling process, right? Like, hey, this is how I help someone negotiate $50,000 off of their price. This is how I protected my client with contingencies. This is what I recommended, when someone was staging their home, right? This is the best way to find your home value, right? Like you got to talk about those things that meet consumers where they're at, because that's what people want to see, right? I love that you guys like show when you're in our trainings, because that also shows that, hey, I'm building my skills. But it's much more impactful if you just talk about stuff that you talk to clients about every single day, right? That's going to take you a lot further with getting people to want to do business with you online. You have some, Jay?
Yeah, no, I think it just goes to the point, guys, like, we may know it, but other people need to hear it, right? So you've got to put yourself out there. Right? Having that knowledge is great, but I think it's important to put yourself out there so you become that beacon of, when they have real estate, when they have mortgage needs, they're reaching out to you, right?
Yeah.
And I think by Enrique doing this simple exercise of you just talking and giving a pulse of the market, it's the simplest thing you can do on a weekly basis.
Yeah, simple. It's very easy, guys. It could be a 30-second, like, here's a tip, here's a this, here's a that, right? But remember, over time, that starts to compound, right? That starts to build a perception. So when people see you constantly posting knowledge about what's happening in the real estate market, they start to go, oh, shoot, like that's the guy, that's the girl, that's the lady, right? That's the person that that I know that knows their shit. That's basically what it is, right? And then when the day that they're thinking of buying or selling, then you get that DM. Hey, bro, I've been following you. Hey, I'm looking to buy. Hey, just curious what you think. If it's a good time. If someone ever asked you, do you think it's a good time for me to buy or sell? Right? Or if somebody ever asks you for real estate advice, that means that they see you as someone knowledgeable enough to go ask advice to. Think about that, right? I get DMs all the time, guys, because I've been posting content for years, right? So, hey, Enrique, is it a good time to sell? Hey, what do you think about this product? I get people that'll send me properties. Hey, I'm thinking about this property. What do you think about it? And I'm like, the reason they come to me is because they know that I know my stuff. And the only reason they know I know my stuff is because I always put shit out there, right? So remember, you want to be a business owner, you want to get people just coming to you, start talking about what's going on in the market, right? Every party you're at, Steve, you're always putting stuff out, right? But remember, you will always be busy. You will always have business if you just always talk about what's going on, right? Like it's that simple, right?
I just got a message right now, guys. Hey, Jason, my girlfriend is currently looking to buy a home. Wondering if you'd be able to help her.
Right. Jason just got a message right now, right? I mean, it's yeah.
Maybe they don't know where to look for
Stats?
yes. So they can either use the Association of Realtors or even some.
Where to get the information from,
Or where,
right?
maybe, so they can start posting, because I was from the same thing before, but I started looking into Association of Realtors. They have some flyers, so I started putting them on Facebook.
So Mary said that maybe people don't know where to find the information or find the stats. Guys, you can go on the MLS, right? You could just run a quick little what happened in the last 30 days. You can look on the Association of Realtors, MLS listings. They put out like a report every single month, right? You can go to your title company. You can go on to Redfin or Zillow. You can go on Chat GPT and just say, like, how many homes have sold in the last 30 days and how many homes have reduced their price and how many have done this. And then that's like the stuff you talk about, right? Or I think what's even better, guys, if you've talked, so let's do a little exercise real quick. Who has talked to a client and given some advice in the last week? Okay. All you guys raised your hand, right? Okay, I'm gonna call on John. What's a conversation you had with the client in the last week? Anything that you can remember, or maybe like where you had to give them advice on like what to do or how to do it?
We were going over disclosures on a condo.
Okay.
And she was confused because it had the balcony issues.
Okay.
And there was a $35,000 special assessment.
Okay.
And she was like, I have to come up with that. I'm like, no, it's already been paid. But she didn't see it in the paperwork where it already been paid.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there, right? So John, you guys could hear John. He talked to a client this last week, going over disclosures on a condo. The client was unsure how special assessments were because there was a balcony issue and all that. Like, guys, that's a real life scenario where other people thinking of buying a condo that's really good information, right? So what John could do is like, hey guys, just want to share a little story, right? I was talking to a client last week about a condo, and I'm finding that a lot of people are probably in the situation where they don't know what they're responsible for or not, or how special assessments work. Let me give you the 10-second, 20-second, breakdown of what that's all about and what you need to know. And if you have questions or details, give me a call. That right there is a real live conversation that you've had with the client that is extremely valuable. Like, those are the things you should be making content about. Just think about, who did I talk to? What questions did they have? Or who did I meet with? Everybody else probably has that same question, right? If they're buying or if they're selling. I met with the seller. This was their situation. This is what we talked about. This is what I gave them advice on, right? That is your content, guys, every single week. Like, you don't have to make stuff up. Just think about the conversations you're having. And that is probably the best type of content that you can put out, because it's real, right? It's not like, let me just make some shit up and like talk about it. It's a real conversation, right? And so I want you guys to now, going forward, when you are making content, stop trying to create stuff, guys. Just document what's already happening. Just reshare the shit that you already talked about with people, right? That's the key to being like the most knowledgeable person that people follow.
I think that, just a quick hack, guys, is that you can create like a note section in your phone, and when something comes up, you just type that note in there. So when you're ready for your content, you just pull from that.
Yep. And sometimes like we get lost and like, oh, I don't know what to talk about. That's why I don't, right? That's like, it's because you're thinking about it the wrong way, right? I want you guys to think about it this way. What's the stuff you're already talking about? Just turn that into a 30-second video.
Steve, 2-1 buy down.
Steve, 2-1 buy down, right? But even Steve, like someone like Steve that's lending, there's probably so many little details you go into with every single file, right? You run into an income issue or tax issue or a credit issue or this or a bank statement this or a condition that you couldn't satisfy, and this is how we had to go around that. Like that is the content right there, right? There, I had a client with a 500 credit score, and this is how I was able to get it done, right? I know we're coming up on time, guys. One last announcement. I hope you guys got some today. One last announcement, guys, is our family photo day. We did have to move it to the following day due to scheduling conflict because we want to make sure that our star players could be here. So it's not on Saturday anymore, right? It's on Sunday now. It's on Sunday, which is the 9th. It's the same time. It's here at the office and all that. It's just on Sunday, November 9th. In Slack yesterday, guys, I put all the stuff you need to start promoting this. Remember, like we said earlier, our 3 bread and butter pillars are online leads, open houses, and SOI, right? And part of that pillar is events, right? Client events where we invite people to come break bread with us, to come meet with us and stuff like that. That is one of our pillars, right? That's how we continue to get business from our friends and family and past clients. It's by hosting events like this. So if you are not participating in this, you are not following the plan, right? Yeah, I'm sharing it, right? This is from last year. So these are actual family photos. Like they're legit photos, guys. Like, right? Jason's family, my family. This was a really cute family. That's why the little girls were cute. That's why I wanted to. Is your neighbor?
My neighbor's niece.
Your neighbor's niece, yeah. And so I wanted to feature them. But guys, we set up a studio right here. We have a photographer here. We have just some food and it's just a really chill event, but people get to dress up and come take pictures with their family, right? And all of you guys, huh? Yeah, it gives you a reason to reach out, right? And look here's the thing, even if they can't make it, but the fact that you reached out and you called them to invite them to something, people feel like they're part of the community, right? You're giving, right? You're not saying, hey, do you want to buy or sell a house? You're saying, hey guys, I thought of you. I wanted to invite you guys to this thing. And then also bring your families out, right? Like you guys take a picture too. Bring your lady, bring your kids, bring whoever, your dogs.
I think that's a good, like, who do we invite, Enrique? I mean, for me, immediately, obviously, friends, family, past clients, right? The other people that I want to invite are people that support my business, right? Other business partners, right?
Yep.
Maybe another lender, maybe another real estate agent, someone that's supporting your business, and I think just think really deep on who can I bring that can support my business? Family, friends, business partners, right? Other businesses that may complement what we do.
Yeah,
those are the people you want to reach out to, right? And Enrique says at this point, we're not asking for anything. We're giving. Get a photo, it's your family, come have some drinks, and it's a good time. And it's professional photos where they get to use these photos for their holiday cards.
Yeah.
Right. It's a perfect time.
Absolutely. Questions. Richa, you had a question.
Yeah, I have a question on the family photos will be sent to them via email if they ask. How are the photographs will be shared after it's taken?
It's all digital. So at the end, it takes about a week or two for them to get edited. They send the link that has all the photos, and then they can download whichever ones they want. They can download them in high resolution if they want to print them, or they can download them in just like a web resolution if they just want to post them online. So they'll be able to access all their photos right after. And it's like a nice gallery. You get to see all the family. It's really cool, guys, honestly.
Yeah, real quick. You guys know what the backdrop is going to be?
The backdrop's always like holiday theme, like kind of neutral.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's always neutral because some people are colorful. Like we try to keep it neutral, a neutral background, which is like a slight little holiday, fall, winter type of vibe.
So the
But guys,
digital copy will be shared, but the print will be on them to print out and, get the order done, right?
correct. We just take the photos and we send
Yeah.
them the digital, and then they can go do whatever they want with them. They can print them, they can use digital cards, they can post them on social media. Like I've printed some of these out and I have them hanging in my house, right? Like, because I have the high resolution copies. So what I've posted here, guys, in Slack, this is literally your IG caption. So all you got to do is download one of these thumbnails here, download all three and make it as a carousel so people could see like the different, families. And then you don't even have to, I take the guesswork, just use this as the caption and just post it, right? Or it's on our PRG social media page. So if you want to just share that to your story and just drive people there and put the link, they got a RSVP here, guys. This is not an unlimited event, just FYI, because there are time slots because it's like a mini photo shoot. And so we can only probably do 80 maybe. It's a lot, guys, because to get a whole family in the room to take photos, they have to take multiple photos, right? Just to make sure that we get a few good ones.
We'll double check it. We'll double check the link. But
I'll double check the link, but if you click this link, it should take you.
I think it's fixed.
So guys, if you click the link, guys, it'll take you to this page. This is Eventbrite, right? Look at Jason's up there. And then you just click get tickets. And when you click get tickets, they have to pick a time slot, right? So it's from 10 to 2. So from 10 to 11, they just pick one time slot, right? If they want to come at that time. So there's only so many available for each hour, right? So as soon as they sell out, then you have to go to another hour, right? So they can come at 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, or 1 to 2. So there's 4 different time slots they can choose from. And so just one time slot per family.
It's important to text your family and friends and your clients this as well. They're going to see it like on Instagram. It's a great promotion, but the direct, phone call and text message goes a lot further, guys.
Yep. 1 second, Johnny. And then I have a text message version as well. So I posted all this in Slack. So this is for your social media. And then if you just want a simple text that you would just copy and paste, you can do that. And then inside Follow Up Boss, I'm already going to blast email all our past clients and stuff like that. So you don't have to worry about the email. All you got to do is post on social media and text people directly, or just pick up the phone and call them directly, right? Questions, guys, and then we're wrapping up. Pets are allowed, yes. Some people bring their dogs and it's really cool. Anybody else have a question, guys? I know we went a little bit over time.
More of a
Yeah, as long as your
suggestion.
dog doesn't bite anybody. What was that?
More of a suggestion than a question. Instead of get tickets, do you think we should put book a time? Because get tickets might make some people nervous that, oh, we don't want to get tickets. Just a
What
thought.
are you seeing tickets?
You just showed the form, right? The link that leads you to get tickets, and then you book a time. So technically you are booking a time. You're not really purchasing tickets. When you say get tickets, it might make some people think that they have to purchase something.
But it says free on there. So yeah, you're talking about this right here. It says time slot 10 to 11. Free.
The step before this. The step
Yeah.
before this.
Let me see. Yeah, I don't know how much I could fix on that. That's part of the Eventbrite page. So I'll take a look at it and see if there's something I can edit on there so it's a little more clear. We've been doing this for several years now, and we use the same, we just copy it every year, and it's worked fine. But
Just
I'll
a
see
thought.
if I can make it a little more clear. Okay, guys, any other questions? Because we got to wrap up now. We're a little over time. Well, last question, Chital.
Do we also have to book time as agents?
Yeah, I mean, for the agents, if you're on the team, guys, we're going to kind of slip you in there in between people, just FYI, because we want to make sure the guests book their times. And so we can just fit you in there in between. So don't worry about that. Yeah, don't book a time for your family. we want to make sure all the guests get covered first, right? Or if you wait to the end and we do all the team at the end, we can do that too. It's from 10 to 2, so it's only a 4-hour block, right? So it goes by pretty quick. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. I appreciate you guys being here. Let me know if you need anything, and let's get after it, guys. Let's go. Let's clap it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you.